Hello and welcome back to SOFA SenseI'S. You're joined by me, Kavan, and of course, if you were here last week, you'll know who our guest is this week. We're joined by Reiss Showy Taylor, and he is now a retired boxer. So first of all, we wish him well in his future. And if you want to get into what his career was like, the best person he fought, and what it's like being the B-side in both a TV show, but also a small hall show, make sure you go ahead and check out part 1 of our conversation with him. You will not regret it. But, of course, you've seen the title, you've seen the thumbnail, and this is all about getting to know Reiss Taylor. So, first question is, who is the richest person in your phone book?
Oh, you know what? Probably, I'd have to say, probably the football legend Mark Walters.
Okay, tell us a bit about that story.
He was my coach at Aston Villa, because he was the first black player to play in Scotland for Rangers as well.
Jeez. That is a big moment.
So he paved the way, man. He definitely paved the way for football down Scotland, man. So shout out to Mark Walters. Probably say Mark Walters. And
it's very interesting as well. You talk about having your coach's number still, and you're going on to be a mentor and be a coach to these young people. So what you've got, you're paying it forward, which is a very interesting thing to observe. Who has the most potential that you know?
Who has the most potential that I know?
Yeah.
Oh. Who's currently boxing?
That could be anything. Someone in your life, someone you don't know, but you see their potential. Someone in boxing, could be anything.
That's a great question. You know what? I'm not too... I'd say it's a great question. I've got a cousin who's playing for a team called Shrewsbury.
Okay.
He's in the academy at the minute. So potential, obviously, because you ain't onto him at the minute, but I feel like within my family, I feel like he's probably next up to become something within the football, definitely.
Wicked. A family of footballers, it sounds like.
Yeah. Hopefully he's next up now.
Who is the most influential person you know?
In what, sorry?
The most influential person you know. So to give you some context, my co-host said his friends and family. I said an author who wrote a book that I really admire. So James Clear wrote Atomic Habits. That was really inspirational. Influenced the way I live my life. So what about you? Who's the most influential person you know?
It's a great question. My mum a little bit, but mostly I would say myself, because I've always, even if I've been told no, I've always been stubborn enough to, continue to push myself to carry on going. So I've always motivated myself to continue going. But my mum, in the sense of, if I've said something, she's always backed it, even if not, sometimes she might not agree, but she's always backed it as well, like backed it to do whatever I want to achieve, if that makes sense.
Yeah, biggest supporter. Love that. One thing you never regret doing?
Taking risks.
And where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Continuing with the mentoring, and hopefully one of the days might coach a superstar boxer.
Love that. Yes, let's put that out there in the universe, and it will return one day. Okay, advice you would give to yourself 10 years ago. So what would you tell 22-year-old you if you could speak to him right now?
The road's not going to be easy. You're going to have people that doubt, but stay focused and continue to do what you're doing. But don't do stupid things. Stay focused, and you can be whatever you want to be.
This show, and particularly part 2 of our conversations with all of our guests across the network, is these 7 questions. And it's really important that we leave our listeners with something to take home. And I'm confident, very confident, that both in part 1 and part 2, there is something that our listeners can take home with them and apply to their own lives. That self-belief, that creating a network of people who can support you and keep you on the straight and narrow, having coaches, having mentors, giving back once you've got that great knowledge are all powerful takeaways. So from my perspective, that has been a fantastic episode of Sofa Senseis. Of course, on the akhi&saltfish Digital Network, you've been joined by me, Kavan, and our very special guest, Reiss Showy Taylor. We will put all his details below in the description, so don't hesitate to check those out. Finally, please don't forget to follow us on SOFA SENSEI'S on Instagram, but also akhi&saltfish on Twitter and TikTok. And finally, if you've got an email question for us, please don't hesitate to drop one in our inbox, akhi&saltfish@gmail.com. We can be contacted there. Leave this a 5-star rating and review, and please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, drop a like, drop a comment, do all those fantastic things, because it helps us with the algorithms and that helps us grow. Finally, thank you so much. Take care and see you soon.